Welcome, brothers and sisters. My name is Eros, and I am the Told Maker. Today we will keep on with our series on mindset and meditation. So again, I'm taking for granted you've watched the previous episode, but today we will talk about mindful or mindfulness meditation. In the previous episodes, we've seen simple exercises to gain or regain focus and experience mindfulness. Today, we will understand and practice meditation. The practice of meditation for us will not be hard, but please do understand that meditation is often misunderstood, especially here in the West. But don't worry, we will approach meditation in a few easy steps, as we are used to. For the application of this technique, visualization, the one we used on the previous episode, will not be required, because meditation, again often misunderstood, is not emptiness of thought. We are not stones or trees. And also there will be no equipment required. I mean, meditational equipment is completely fine, is fancy, like yoga pants or meditational mats. Is fancy, but completely superfluous. I mean, the equipment is only useful to get you on the right state of mind. Just like when you put on gym clothes to practice physical activity, and not for everything else. Now, this meditation is simple to understand and to apply, but the downside is that to reach maximum results, it requires consistency, at this point you know me, and practice to build an habitude, and so on, and so on. But this technique will also be required for every technique that is coming up in your future magical practices. So it's worth to learn and it's worth to invest your time on. But straight away, meditation will bring you better productivity, will bring you an increase on attention span, will bring you improved mental and physical health, and will grant you a better control on yourself and on your social relationships. So I think it's worth it. The first thing you want to do before we get to the points is preparation. You want to get in a quiet and solitary space. Of course, we've both seen masters practice pretty much everywhere, but it's a little more advanced. So to get an advantage, you want to get on a quiet and solitary space. Where you will not be disturbed. It can be your room, or it can even be in nature. If you practice in nature, just be careful to natural distractions. For example, for those of you who've practiced a little, you will know that if you practice in nature in the summer, for example, if you practice in the forest, there will be a lot of mosquitoes, and that will be a distraction, and we will try to avoid that. If you live or need to practice in a noisy area, for example, a big city, you can use music with your earbuds, earplugs, whatever you call them. I mean, you can just get on YouTube and write down meditation music or meditational music, and you will find a lot of tracks. So it's just a way to isolate ourselves. Then we will start with the first step. Assume a comfortable position. There's no correct one position for meditation, contrary to common belief. The only thing is that I recommend that you will start to practice sitting with a straight spine, because laying down may result simply in falling asleep, especially in the beginning, while we relieve stress, if you know what I mean. I know that keeping a straight spine may be uncomfortable, especially in the beginning. It takes getting used to, especially if you, like me, I am an ex-fighter, back problems of some sort. You just need, in this step, to sit and adjust. Then we get to the second step, closing our eyes. It is completely possible to practice with eyes open, but it's a little harder. It takes even more getting used to, because we are visual beings. So if you start to practice straight away with your eyes open, you will receive a lot of inputs, and it will distract you from your practice. So my suggestion is that you start with your eyes closed. And while we are closing our eyes, we want to slow down and deepen our breath. Then we will get to the third step. In the third step, after we slow down our breath, we want to try to avoid movement. It's not the end of the world if we need to move to get in a better position or whatever it takes. If we need to do so, we then get back to relaxation and back again to the third step, avoiding movement. We will try to not respond to external stimulus or physical impulses like itches, for example. And then we will get to the fourth step. While we are meditating, because at this point we are meditating, thoughts may present themselves to you. Because in our life we are constantly on a storm of thoughts. We can't just set the switch from on to off on the way we are bombarded by thoughts. So when thoughts present, what you want to do is simply acknowledge that you had a thought and let it go without resisting. If you allow me a martial art analogy, if someone is charging to us and we charge back, there will be an impact. This is resistance. What we want to do is just like a great judo practitioner to intercept and deflect the force. So just acknowledge that you had a thought and simply let it go. Perfect. Now we will get to the fifth and last point on our technique. We may get involuntarily distracted and lose ourselves on thoughts without even realizing it. This happens especially in the beginning. It's completely normal. You want to acknowledge that you got lost for a moment. This is the solution. Take a deep breath and get back to the present moment and keep on your practice. And that is it. Just remember, the key factors are to just be aware that you are aware in the present moment, never judging yourself or even worse, your practice. Because what you train, you gain. Okay? Keep that in mind. In time and with practice, you will get amazing at reaching meditative states. Just remember that meditation, especially a state of meditation, is just like happiness. It's not something you do, it's something you reach. Okay? For your practice, especially in the beginning, I will start with 5 minutes a day, aiming for 15 minutes a day maximum, because of course we all have things to do. Obviously you can find a time when you really feel inspired or you really got time, for example on the weekends, to do longer sessions of meditation. Now for the beginning, 5 to 15 minutes a day, aiming for 15 minutes a day is perfect. Now you want to set timers, alarms, the way you want to call them, because you don't want to keep track of the time while you are meditating. We all have smartphones, so please do use your timer. Do not count seconds, especially because time will expand enormously when you first begin to meditate. If you do not want to use timers, you can find meditational music for the exact time you want to meditate on. It just needs a little bit of research. Now, also, if you can find the exact timer you're on with, the next video will be a simple follow through on meditation. You won't see me, there will be no presentation, just my voice following the steps that we described above, that we learned above before in this lesson. It's not mandatory, it's just a little help to jumpstart your practice if you want to follow along. It's just a little advantage to start if you want. It will not be exactly a guided meditation, but more a guide through meditation, if you get what I mean. Since that moment, I deeply thank you for your kind attention, and may eternal light shine upon you.